Welcome to 𝐄𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐑𝐄𝐔, talk about investing, finance, and professional development. It's recording time 2:05 p.m. on Eastern Time on September 5th on Monday. Hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend so far for the ones that are in US. But for those that are on the other side of the world, hope you guys have a great Monday so far, or shifting on to Tuesday already. And with respect to overall crypto market, today's across the spectrum relatively, up or down. But I would say there's some selective micro affectation. Like if you look at Ethereum, Classic specifically is up about 11%, and also Luna is also up about 40% at the moment. Due to its own micro affectation, obviously, on the overall market is relatively stale, as we know. And on the equity side, it is indicating a red Tuesday morning, tomorrow across the spectrum right now. On the futures perspective, again, right, it's down about 1.5%. While the VIX is on the opposite side of the spectrum, which makes sense, right, indicating a volatile ahead of, weeks ahead, up 2% at the moment. And what are some of the catalysts that we need to look out for as a reminder, right? Obviously, earnings will be one, but that's kind of a mixed bag and it's kind of hard to quantify or predict. But in terms of like some catalysts that we can anticipate, would be the following week, right? On starting from the week of September 12th. 13 and 14 will be the CPI and the PPI report, and the 15 will obviously be the Ethereum 2.0 merge dates officially. Hopefully, we do not get a delay or anything that will kind of put us in a hiccup. Because if we were to see that type of factor baking into the exogenous macro elements, it can drive some negative sell-off coming, right? Because of you cannot be delaying, and not knowing the fact that we've been already having a bad taste in our mouths collectively, with some of the hiccups that we've been seeing historically, knowing the fact that it is something that is still relatively early in terms of its evolution, and it is the engineers are working on it, but they did lay out the technical timeline for us. So contingent on us meeting with the expectation on the 15, we should ideally see some anticipatory pressure all the way until 15. But after that, we might see comparable affectation among, some other, other comparable type of trade dynamics like SPAC stocks, right? Which typically they drive up the dynamic or the buying pressure ahead of the merge or the acquisition date, and then sell off as that happens, right? So we might get that like typical classic, buy the rumor, sell the news, or the buy the rumor, sell the execution time period after the 15th, right? And also, with respect to the 13 and 14, the CPI and the PPR report will be quite binary, right? We don't know how it's going to look like. And I think, obviously, if we are meeting with Wall Street expectation, right, which is still kind of a moving target, if we miss it significantly, obviously it will indicate, some sort of a bleeding or water torture chamber type of affectation all the way until the 20th and the 21st, which is the FOMC meeting. The world debuts on, are we going to be going with the rates high, 75 basis point again? Are we going to be going down from here? How are we going to be, maneuvering through that, negative or positive catalyst that we should be expecting, right? So let's just dive into technical without wasting more time. Respect to recording time of approximately 2:10 p.m. on Eastern Time. Hope you guys have a good, holiday so far. Again, right now we are at approximately 1600 right now, up 1% so far. And right now, you can see that daily looks quite bullish, right? Which makes sense, right? We've been expecting this. We should ideally see some short-term upswing. But on the weeks out, right, as we approach, obviously, the merge, as we approach the CPI report, and obviously the, world events, right, the FOMC meeting that's happening on basically 2 weeks out, we should ideally see some negativity just to kind of normalize it back down a little bit, ideally going back to like the 30 out of 70 on the RSI scale on a weekly. But on the monthly, you should see some bullishness as we approach to the Santa Claus rally, the Q4 time frame, right? Respect to Bitcoin, I would say similar in affectation, right? Bullish on a monthly. Weekly, it looks quite stale, so I don't foresee a significant amount of swings happening, but you should ideally see the similar type of trade dynamics going forward, right? Weeks out should be seeing some like negative pressure, but daily wise, like as you know, in close proximity to the basically this week, and so we should ideally see some healthy buying pressure ahead of obviously the merge, right, the 2.0 on the 15th, right? Just take a look at Ethereum Classic, like why is it surging right now? You can see that clearly we are about to form a golden cross, so crossing upward makes sense, but right now you can see clearly we got blocked at $37. And the next level as you cross that $37 mark will be 39, or technically $40, and then going all the way up to 45, right? And then on a weekly, you could see it's quite bearish, right? You could see the large separation. So this doesn't look quite good to us. This looks like a downward, like an upward wedge slash, I don't even know. Like it looks kind of funky at the moment. But this looks clearly like a downward wedge and it's surged up. So now we're just kind of normalizing, cooling down right now. But it looks quite bearish on a weeks out. And then on a monthly, it looks like it's quite bullish as well. So this pump is just basically some micro affectation, specifically pointing at the classic coin. But we are getting meet up at the 37, so the likelihood of actually continue to stretch up can be possible, right? Because we need to cross up eventually. So, and at the same time, we are getting blocked at the 55. But if you go up to the next level, it will be somewhere around 60, so which is not that nonsensical. It looks quite logical actually. So we need to probably go up a little bit more to 40 and then sell down from here on the weeks out, right? And then on the overall crypto market, you could see that clearly it's kind of mixed bag, up or down. Obviously, some selective coins are a little bit more bearish than other because of the price sensitivity. But across the spectrum, is trading quite comparable to Ethereum, right? Daily looks bullish, weekly looks quite bearish. But months out, we should ideally see some bullish pressure ahead, for the Santa Claus rally that's going to take place, right? So appreciate you. It's a shorter one again, but I hope you guys have a good weekend or long weekend. And for those that are on the Monday, have a good rest of the week. And I see you guys on the next one. Take care.